What's going on, YouTube family? T.O. here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you. I'm actually driving up to Springfield today to go to take our legal team out to dinner to show them our appreciation for everything that they've done for us throughout this last fiscal year. It was really awesome. So I know you fishing guys don't care about that, but us guys that are in sales without legal, we become a host. So got to go up and show my appreciation to them. So I had some window time, so I figured, what the heck, I might as well talk to you. So had something going on last night that kind of got me thinking a little bit about my spots that I've been making for you guys on Simplistic Fishing and the videos and all of that stuff. And what it was I went out to a Facebook group. My wife had signed me up for these Facebook groups. She's seen that we're growing pretty good on the channel, and so she wants me to start kind of getting out there and putting my name out there and having people follow us and stuff. So she joined me to a Facebook group. It was a Lake Fork Facebook group, and I got out there and I was all excited when I caught my over. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can put that on Lake Fork, show those guys what I caught, share my good stuff with them and all that. So I did. And the first post I got back was, oh man, I can't believe you didn't blur out the background. You know, everybody find that dock, you know, exclamation point, and a couple other people responded back as well. And I kind of giggled because I write back and I said, laughing out loud, you know, I don't really care if they see the dock that I was fishing by. And in fact, I actually ended up writing back later on in the evening and said, I actually caught it. I didn't tell them exactly where it was, but I said I actually caught it on that pond dam right there by that dock. So if you go to that pond dam and you get right around that point, that's almost exactly where I caught it. And if you watch my video on Simplistic Fishing, I don't hide any of my spots. And so I want to talk to you guys about that because I think there's a big misnomer in fishing, especially when you're first starting off, that these tournament guys, they go out there and they just slaughter fish constantly, and they got all these honey holes, right? And everybody thinks they've got these honey holes, especially in these local tournaments. Everybody's like, oh, these guys have these honey holes that they've known for 25, 30 years, and you know, and they won't share any of that knowledge, and they're true. They don't share any of it. But the thing is that there are honey holes, but in my experience, at least in the last 5 or 6 years when we've really dove in heavy into bass fishing and been doing it a bunch, is that there are definitely honey holes, but those honey holes, they're very much related to the season, the weather conditions, and all of that. So I don't think I have any. I may have one that I can say out of all the lakes that we fished, and you know us, we don't just focus on one lake, we focus on all these lakes here around East Texas and DFW. I can only think of one lake where there's one spot that I can pretty much consistently catch fish year round. And even then, the last couple times we've been, we haven't been able to catch fish there. So I guess with that being said, I don't have any spots, like a spot that I can go to every time and catch fish. What we do have is we have a lot of good spots that we can go to depending on the seasons and depending on the weather conditions. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is that it's way more than the spots, guys. Don't go out there, get the Simplistic Fishing card, or watch one of my videos and think, man, I'm going to go out to the lake tomorrow and I'm just going to slaughter them. I'm going to catch 25, 30 fish. I know exactly where to fish. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work that way. I mean, what we're giving you are high percentage areas where those fish should set up. But it's all based on the season. It's all based on wind. It's based on sun and clouds and water temperatures, water clarity, all that good stuff. So I hate to be the Debbie Downer because this is Simplistic Fishing and I try to simplify it as much as I can for you. But I did want you to know that you need to start thinking about all these things when you go out there. So you've got the points now, right? So if you've got the Simplistic Fishing points, you've got that point for your lake. You know where the hot spots are from a contours perspective on that lake. What you don't know is where the underwater structure is, and you'll learn that as you go out there. But typically, a lot of that good underwater structure is on the high percentage areas. So if you're out there scanning those high percentage areas that I marked for you, your odds of finding those underwater structure things and those things that are kind of those honey holes, those low-key honey holes, that is very high going to happen. You know, it's more than likely going to happen because you're in those right spots. But you got to know which spots to fish, right, and when to fish them. So if it's in the springtime and you're out there fishing off the humps in the middle of the lake, good luck. You know, you may catch something, but you're fishing the wrong spot at the wrong time of the year and all of that stuff. Or if you're fishing on the point and it's super windy and you've got 2 foot, 3 foot rollers hitting the front of the boat and you're out there with the quarter ounce shaky head, you're probably not gonna catch fish. You may catch fish, but you'd be a lot better off throwing some kind of moving bait with that much current and all of that going on. Or, there's just so many things that you got to think about when you're fishing. But anyways, I don't want to make this go on for too long. I know I've been ranting for about 5 minutes, but here's some things I want you to think about. All right, go out, get that Simplistic fishing card for your lake. If you don't have it, watch the video, and jot it down, jot all those points down. I don't care however you get it, just do it. And then once you get that, sit down and really understand those spots. So think about the time of year. So, for example, right now it's July 13th. So I know that I probably shouldn't be focusing too much on the shallow stuff. Obviously, you can still go up and catch fish shallow, but your majority is going to be deep. So take those points, and the first thing you need to do is eliminate a lot of those shallow spots. Go to the offshore spots first and look at the points and look at the humps and the ledges. Those are going to be where your main fish are going to be this time of year. So now you've taken those 100 points that I gave you and you've narrowed them down to 25 or 30. Then take those 25 or 30 and go pull up the weather forecast and look and see what the weather forecast is. If it's a north, south, east, or west wind, figure out which way the wind's going. I know this sounds complicated, but it's not. Just to get your points, figure out your season, find your wind, right? So now you're going to find your wind. So you figure out tomorrow it's going to blow from the north at 10 miles an hour. So now you're going to go back and look at those spots that I gave you, and you're going to figure out where you would need to position your boat to be casting either into the wind or into the bank lines that have that wind blowing into them. So then from there, you're going to be able to eliminate some stuff as well, because you might have some spots where maybe the hump's behind an island and there's no wind coming through there because that wind's coming from the north and that island's blocking it. Well, that day, that island might not be as good as it will be tomorrow when the wind's blowing from the south and it's blowing right over the top of that hump. So think about the wind. The wind is key. To me, think the wind is more critical than anything else. If you start to learn the wind, you start to understand, you'll start to catch a lot more fish. Follow the wind, let the wind be your friend, get comfortable with it. It sucks, yes it sucks. I hate being in the wind. I hate it more than you could even imagine. I'm one of those people that I like things pretty quiet, and so you can only imagine what the wind does to you with all that blowing. But I fight it out because I've learned that if I stay in the wind and I don't hide from it, I catch significantly more fish. And usually you get back to the boat ramp and everybody's like, oh no, it's too windy, man, it sucked. We had to hide from the wind all day and we didn't catch anything. Well, there's a reason why you didn't catch anything, because you were hiding from the wind. The wind's your friend. So take advantage of the wind. And then also the next thing you need to do is look and see what the actual weather is going to be. So is it going to be sunny or is it going to be cloudy? So if it's going to be super sunny, bluebird skies, then you're probably going to want to throw your slower baits, right? Your slower stuff. If it's going to be cloudy and with a little bit of wind, that changes the game. Now, maybe you're not throwing that Carolina rig. Maybe you're throwing deep cranks and swim baits and stuff like that. So take those things into consideration. I'll keep it that simple for right now. And then as we progress, I'll talk to you guys about some other things, colors and all that. But I don't want to complicate you right now. I want you to go out, pick the lake you want to fish, go watch the Simplistic fishing video for that lake, understand all those points, then figure out what day you're going to go fishing, go look at your wind direction, base all those points based on that wind direction, and then the last thing you want to do is right before you go out there, check and see what your weather conditions are, whether it's sunny or cloudy, and base your lure selection on that. If you do those things just starting off, you're going to start to really start to figure this thing out. Now, it's not easy. It's going to take a while, but do that. That'll be consistent for you. And then later on, we'll talk about patterns and other things. But if you do what I just told you to do, I think it will really help you. It really helped me really kind of jumpstart my bass fishing and get me into where I was feeling confident every time I went out. So I hope it helps you guys too. Hey, I'm going to wrap that up for today. I don't want to take too much of your time. It's about a 9-minute video or so, but do want to say thank you so much for all the support you guys had for the channel. I look forward to growing this thing. I'm going to start investing a lot more into it to try to help you guys out. And I just want to say thank you. I truly appreciate all your support, and I look forward to seeing you out there on the lake. And until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take care, guys.